This lesson is Solve Compound Inequality Part 2. In Part 2, we are doing an compound. We are solving for an compound. In Part 1, if you remember, we are doing or compound. So Part 1, we were doing or compound. In Part 2, we are doing an compound. So here is an example on the left and on the right side. So let's solve the problem. Here I have positive 10, so bring the 10 over. Since it is positive 10, I will subtract 10. Bring down the negative 5x, the 10 go away. 30 subtract 10 gives me 20. Now I want x to be by itself, so divide by negative 5 to both sides. The negative 5 go away, so I just have x. 20 divided by 5 gives me 20 divided by negative 5 gives me negative 4. However, I am dividing by negative. This symbol is switch. Okay? That's on the left side. Now let's do the right side. So same thing. I want to move the 2 over. Since this is plus, I'm going to subtract 2 over. So bring down the 7x. This 2 go away. Negative 40 minus 2 gives me negative 42. I want x to be by itself, so divide by 7 to both sides. 7 go away, so I just have x. Negative 42 divided by 7 gives me negative 6. However, this time, if you notice, this symbol did not switch because I did not divide or multiply by negative 7. Okay? Again, this symbol I did not switch because I did not divide nor multiply by negative 7. Okay, so here, as you can see on the left side, this is switched because I divide by negative. Here, I'm dividing by positive, so this symbol stays. Okay, so be very careful. One more time. When I divide or multiply by negative, this symbol switch. If I am doing positive, if I am multiplying or divide by positive, this symbol stays. Okay, so be very careful. Next, so this is the answer to the left side. This is the answer to the right side. Okay, so this is left, this is right. Now use the answer to do the graph. Here we go. So put a 0 in to separate left as negative, right as positive. So on my left side, this one right here, negative 4. This is close and going to the left side. So here's negative 4, close with bracket, go to the left side. Next, I have negative 6, close, going to the right side. So here's negative 6, close, using bracket, go to the right side. Now if you notice something, this from negative 4 is going to the left, from negative 6 is going to the right. If you notice that there is an overlap right here. There is an overlap from negative 6 to negative 4. So my answer is only in the overlap area, which I have it in orange. Okay, so my answer is only in the overlap from negative 6 to negative 4. So technically the graph will end up like this, and when I write my interval notation, it should be only from negative 6 to negative 4. Okay, again, this graph, there is an overlap, so I only need the overlap, which will become my solutions. Okay, so my solutions is from negative 6 to negative 4. And this is how I write my interval notation. Okay, and as you notice, if we are doing an and compound, our answer is overlap. Okay, let's go back to part 1. If we are doing an or compound, then or will give us a gap. Or will give us a gap, and will give me an overlap. One more time. Or compound give us a gap, and compound give us an overlap. Okay, so this is the lesson for part 1 and part 2, so you can see the difference.